Hi, I'm BFF Nella from ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com, and you're watching The Fans POV.
Welcome to The Fans POV.
You are watching The Fans POV.
I'm hoping to make some better improvements to my Big Daddy while here.
That's probably the worst rendition of the Yan Yan dance that's ever been.
It was graceful.
And we come and do this in the name of the steampunk community.
John, tell us about pre-registration. Tell us about it.
I kept getting rickrolled every time I tried to pre-register.
Car. Chowder. Oh, this is the hard one. Harvard. Yankees rule. Oh, come on.
Oh, you make a sound? It doesn't even make a sound. Oh. Whoa. We're gonna have to clear this area. Cut this interview short. I'm sorry, I don't really know what's going on right now, but...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Murray Lee with The Fans POV, and over here to my left, your right.
Hi, I'm Freyamo.
Freyamo. Okay, we got to do it that way. Because I know your real name. I don't know if I actually want to. We'll do Freyamo for now.
Okay.
Alrighty, so here we are, our season premiere of The Fans POV. We are coming to you from MAGFest 9 in Alexandria, Virginia. So we'll do some small first impressions first. What do you think of the convention?
This is definitely a smaller affair than most conventions. There's only 3,000 people in one building, just this hotel. So we've basically taken over the hotel. So it's a small setup. There's only 3 panel rooms and a video room, and then the marketplace and the rooms for the tabletop games and whatever, and that's pretty much it. But for, being a small convention, it's decently organized and it accommodates the people well.
My first impression coming here, it's a very homey convention. It's very interactive. There's 3,000 people here, which sells out the place. So it feels a lot more closer, like small town feel. So
yeah, it didn't feel like there were 3,000 people here unless you were in the elevators.
Yeah, okay, that was the next thing.
Then it felt like everyone was in there with you.
That was one of the next things I was going to talk about. Here at the hotel, whenever a con is at one location, you got to have equipment that sort of can accommodate that. And this place, no offense to Hilton, is a very nice, very beautiful hotel, very nice rooms, great view, but the elevators. I heard that was one of the big problems that they had here. Tell us about that. You stayed here. So. Okay.
Elevators at any and all hours of the day were jam-packed, except from what I found between the hours of 4:30 and 8:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Other than that, they are jam-packed 24/7, and people were waiting half an hour to get onto elevators because at one point there was only one elevator working because the other 3 had broken because too many people had crowded into them and broken them.
Did you take the stairs at one point? Because we took it from your room, the 11th, down. So
yes, I had to take the stairs. I had to resort to taking the stairs a couple of times. My room was on the 11th floor, so not too bad. But other people's rooms, I heard people took stairs up to like the 18th floor and like the 22nd floor. I'm just like, I could barely get past the 8th before my legs were just gelatin. It was not pleasant, but it's like we had to do it because otherwise we were going to wait 40 minutes for an elevator.
Yeah, so that's something for next year I'm sure they'll handle. But another problem that we had here is that parking.
Yes.
That was one of the things that they had. They said on the website beforehand,
Parking will be atrocious.
Parking will be bad, so just try to find a space. And unfortunately for us, we couldn't find a space. How was it for you guys?
Well, we got here on Thursday morning-ish. We got here like around 10:30, 11-ish.
Okay.
And as soon as we got here, we pulled into the garage, and the parking spots were almost full, but we did manage to find a spot that was kind of close to the entrance, the hotel entrance. We parked there. We haven't moved our car the whole weekend for a good reason.
Yeah. Well, we got here on Friday.
Yes.
And there was no parking whatsoever. No. So we ended up parking on the street, and our car got towed. So and they put a ticket on it about 10 minutes after we got there, and then they towed it. We were there from I think like 1:30 to like 4. So around that time that we had to get towed. The one big thing is just try to find a parking spot. That was the one.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Either get here early on Thursday or park in one of the lots, because they did do designated lots. There was lots at the Overflow Hotel, and there was also a parking spot set up at a college campus.
Oh.
They mentioned on the website and on the flyers, they were like, park here if you're not staying at the hotel or if you're just driving in for the day. And there's a shuttle service going back and forth between that parking lot and this hotel, goes until 2 a.m. in the morning. So they offered that for people who were just driving in or they weren't staying at this hotel and they wanted to get to the Hilton. So that they did outline other parking options with that in mind. They realized parking was going to be atrocious. Yeah.
Yes. Lee's in the background. Why?
We should have looked at the site beforehand.
Yeah. But you know what? Next year we'll keep that in mind. I'm sure they're going to move it where there's more parking, better elevators, and more rooms.
Yes,
So,
we can hope.
we can hope so. We don't know. So, alrighty. So, let's go on to the convention itself. What was your favorite moment here? Because I'm sure there's so much to talk about with the con. What did you say was your favorite moments that happened here?
Favorite moments? Just meeting and hanging out with all of the contributors, producers from thatguywiththeglasses.com, which is the reason I came here. I got to interview a bunch of them. We got to talk. We actually got to hang out. I got to network with them a little bit more. They are all so kind and so wonderful and funny to hang out with. Spoonie especially, and Linkara and everyone. It was just such a wonderful experience, and I loved every minute of it. They're really great people.
Alrighty. Well, speaking of the people with that guy with the glasses, you mentioned earlier you did interviews with them. Let's take a little montage of it.
Okay.
I like doing montages, so here, check it out.
You have a show where you review bad comics called Atop the Fourth Wall. Can you explain for the maybe 2 or 3 people on the internet that don't know your show what Atop the Fourth Wall is all about?
This is channel's praise on me. I'm gonna look all red on the camera.
MAGFest has been pretty amazing. You know, all of us Channel Awesome guys, you know, we go out our normal lives, and you know, normally we're not like a tenth as famous as, you know, someone who's on the 3rd season of The Real World. Yeah. And we hear like, oh my God, it's him.
Is there a particular crazy fan story that you would like to share? What was your craziest story involving a fan that you can remember?
I don't really have any because I haven't met fans in person before MAGFest.
What is one question you have always wanted to ask your fans?
Me ask my fans? I don't know.
Why do we write fan fiction about you and shit?
Why don't you write more fan fiction? Guys, come on.
Maureen, those are great interviews that you gave right there. So
thank you, Ernie.
Yes, anytime there. So, but out of all those interviews, what was your favorite and why?
I think my favorite was with Shadow Todd,
okay,
because he's been my favorite, one of my favorite contributors for a while now, because I relate to him because I used to play piano.
Yeah.
I found out through talking to him we actually share a lot of the same musical interests.
Oh, okay.
We both love Genesis and Tears for Fears, like things like that, you know?
Coincide with the best moments. What was the worst moments that you had here?
Worst moments. In addition to the elevator party, which was people would just ride the elevators up and down and just they would have a boombox or something playing loud music and they would just scream that over and over again. And I mean, it was okay the first time, but when people were riding the elevators, people started reporting them because they were taking up space in the elevators.
Yeah.
Just the elevators. I mean, waiting for them, being cramped in them, stopping at every floor because people pushed the buttons and then they gave up and they took the stairs, so we stopped at the floor, no one to get on.
I'll go with the best moments that I had. I think it was just meeting everybody, being here, and then mostly just playing the drums in James Space. Like, I loved playing that. I was like, yes, I get to play, and then playing the final countdown here.
Yep.
Oh, yes, we do have footage of that. Well, it will be shown over, and then I think the worst moments would probably be the elevators and the parking.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had to deal with a lot more parking hassle than I did, so that definitely ranks up
See,
there.
the thing what we did is that we parked at our hotel, and we just took a cab back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
So we took the cab here, make sure we had everything, and then we just took the cab back late at night, which wasn't too bad. Like, I look at it, it was like what was it, like, five, we'll go with like $6.57 to average it out.
Yeah.
And it was both ways, and that's $14 for one round trip.
Okay.
which is still a lot cheaper than if you had to park here, which is $20 a day.
Yeah, for the valet parking, because it's like the hotel for the guest parking. It was like we have one parking spot per room.
Yeah.
Like, so basically, if you have more than one person staying in a room and they each brought their own car, that's a no-no. They'd have to get it parked somewhere else.
Alrighty. Well, moving along now. I told you it's a shortened version, so now we're gonna go on to ratings.
Yes.
All right. So from a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate this convention and why?
Overall, like, that guy with the glasses people were the reason I came here, and aside from that, I didn't really find too much that I enjoyed. Aside from them, there was little to nothing. I mean, if I played an instrument, I probably would have enjoyed the jam space. I would have probably had to have, and again, I'm not much of a gamer, so the fact that like the gaming consoles are set up everywhere, it was nice to play some classic games again. Like, I like playing the arcade and the pinball machines.
Those were fun, yeah.
But it's like, aside from that, for me as a person, there wasn't very much for me to do except network and hang out with people, which was fun, but it's still, you know, that's not really part of the convention. So I have to give this convention a 6 out of 10 at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I would give it, I would probably be like around a 7. Now, the reason, if I was a gamer, I think this would be a 9, because if you are a gamer, you will be in heaven here.
Same with if you're a musician, you play an instrument, you will find other musicians and you will love it. But it's like, if you're not either of those two things, MAGFest is not the convention for you.
So about a 6.5. We just wanted to know what you guys thought of it. Leave a comment down below and tell us what 1 out of 10, what would you give this convention and why? So, all right. So any final thoughts here from MAGFest?
I mean, it was a good weekend. Yeah, despite the elevators, I had a fun time. And if something like this, if they got that guy with the glasses people back here again, I would enjoy coming back here again, because I had a good time.
Okay, I think I would come back. I don't know if I would stay, like, if I would go all 4 days or all 3 days. I might come, like, I'll come hang out. I'll be here for the weekend. I'll spend some time in the hotel and maybe go sightseeing around, because we didn't get a chance to do that.
Yeah, it's like, if I hadn't been networking, we could have taken the metro and gone into DC.
Exactly,
You can do that while you're here.
Next year, we don't know the exact dates yet. I assume it'll be this weekend.
Yes,
so
they will announce them. Yep.
They will announce it there, so make sure you check those out. So, all right, so that's pretty much it. I think that I might come back next year. We'll let you know in November when we release our schedule. But our next convention up, we're actually going to 2 in the same weekend. We're going to Wicked Fair in New Jersey, and we're going to KatsuCon in National Harbor, Maryland. We'll try to do some coverage there, but we don't know what's going to happen. This is going to be a crazy weekend. When will we see you again?
You will probably see me at Kineticon next, when you come up to Kineticon.
Yeah.
And you'll see me at Otakon as well.
Yes, we're staying in the same hotel room.
Yeah.
So it should be exciting there. Yes. So for Lee Goody, our camera woman, for Freya Mo, I am Ernie Lay. Thank you for watching the Fans POV.
Thank you very much.
Yes.